Hello, this is Uzatesasu from the Dark Wardens, and I am sorry about my other videos. We were having a problem with Open Broadcaster not wanting to record my mic. I mean, I could do regular videos, but when I went to stream or record games, it wasn't recording my mic, and I don't know why. So I had my loving husband come fix it for me. So here we are, back on 7 Days to Die, and rather than do my little intro and tell you about our wonderful world of our Navezgane and Random Den maps, I'm just gonna jump on and tell you about 15 things I want to see on 7 Days to Die. So, while we're letting this sign in, here are 15 things I want to see on 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die is a great game filled with horror, crafting, survival, zombies, and absolute terror. And sometimes I don't think it's creepy enough. If you haven't tried 7 Days to Die, I encourage you to buy it. It used to be $10, now I think it's $25. It is worth it. It is like having Minecraft and zombie horror games all mixed into one. It's way better than graphics than Minecraft, way better graphics than Terraria, which I was an avid player of. I come from Guild Wars 2, and the graphics are almost as good as Guild Wars 2, although Guild Wars 2 just upgraded their graphics, so not as great. So if you haven't tried 7 Days to Die, I encourage you to borrow it from a friend or buy it for yourself. It's worth it if you like survival, crafting, and zombie horror stuff. So it is a first-person shooter, but that doesn't get in the way of the epic crafting and looting stuff you could do. So here are the 15 things I'd love to see on 7 Days to Die. Some are horrific, and some I would simply like to update the current crafting system with. So number 1, cat zombies. These cute little critters are hard to spot and hardly do any immediate damage. The scary part of cat zombies is you can't see them, but you can hear them meowing and purring, and they can get into any space, and the damage it does is a random infection type rather than actual damage. It does maybe 2 or 3 points of damage, I would say. So the first infection that chance you have is rabies. It quickly dehydrates you, overheats you, and you have an adverse reaction to any liquid or getting into water, which both further damage you. Your only method of healing is antibiotics, honey, or aloe cream. So that would be a really cool infection. Like, you couldn't drink to survive. You couldn't go get some tea or coffee. So our next damage type from a cat, randomly, would be Infection B. It's cat scratch fever. It would give you a delirium, so you'd kind of be a little disoriented, unable to walk straight. You get a really high fever, and you would be dehydrated. So you'd be disoriented and dehydrated, and have a high fever, so you'd be quickly dying of that. But as long as you have clean water and other fluids and antibiotics, you'd be fine. Infection C straight up turns you into a zombie, just like being infected with any other form. The good news is that the cats would be tameable by the form of cat food. If you had cat food and you infuse the cat food with antibiotics, you would be able to eventually tame a cat, which of course you'd have to keep feeding, and they would protect your area from other cats, so you wouldn't have other cats coming in on your territory. But they could be killed by zombies, so it's not a permanent solution. Number 2 is zombie clowns. So this one has most of my friends and even my husband really creeped out. I think it's the most creeptastic thing I could think of. Zombie clowns would be horrific because clowns are not just plain creepy, but the zombie clowns would drive around in a van that would advertise for free candy. And the zombies would jump out of the van when they spot you, pour out their numbers in relation to the number you have your server set at. So if you had your server set at 2 or 3 or 5, that's how many zombies would jump out at you. But they wouldn't attack you. Instead, they would follow you around, honking their horns, the little flower horns they have on their chest, at a safe distance, which would alert other zombies. Some of them would stare at you creepily with spiked teeth, and some of them would do nothing but look at you like corner of their eye, like very creepily, till you want to, scream. So instead of attacking you, they just follow you around, honking their horns and gathering other zombie types. They will attack you once you attack any other zombie type or player in the immediate area. So as soon as you turn to aggressor, the zombie clowns would attack you. They would indiscriminately attack anyone who has aggression, even if it's towards another player, not a zombie. So once zombie clowns attack you because you've attacked them or another zombie or another player, they would just pretty much overwhelm you at that point. So you would have to have some kind of ranged weapon or a group in order to take them down. The good news is that once you take them down, their van would have candy. So you could, once all the zombie clowns are dead, you could go in the zombie van for candy, which would give you a running boost. Which I think would be one of the cool things in the game because we don't have candy. The next thing would be a zombie serial killer. And I know this is like, aren't all zombie serial killers? Yeah, but this would be different. How would it be different is that they'd be quiet. They wouldn't be crawlers, they wouldn't be moaners, they wouldn't follow you around, they wouldn't climb through windows like the spiders. Instead, the zombie serial killers would just carry a large axe. They would just drag it behind them. That's the sound you would hear as they slowly walk towards you. And once they got there, they would smile really bigly and then swing that huge axe at you, killing you in one hit. So it would be worth it to try to get to them before they get to you. So unless you could dodge or run, yeah, you're pretty much, screwed. The next one would be zombie kids, and I don't mean like the creepy teenage zombie girl who giggles and walks around. She's creepy enough, but no, zombie kids would be really creepy. I think they would maybe carry lollipops or balloons and toys, and we could hear them off in the distance trying to sing or laughing together. And then when they find you, they kind of run and hide nearby until all the children zombie in nearby have gotten near you, because they kind of alert to each other somehow. And then once they all collected there, they would start running in a circle around you like Ring Around the Rosie, and then suddenly one of them would scream and they'd all descend upon you and start feasting. Yeah, it would be really creepy. So number 5 would be zombie chain gang guys. And if the spiders and bloaters are not creepy enough, the zombie chain gangs guys would kind of follow you around too. You'd hear them pulling their chain along with them that's connected to their ankle as they stare at you, the side of their face, walking sideways. And then as soon as they get close, they would use that chain as a sort of weapon and catch you and knock you on your feet. Number 6 is a hazmat suit zombie. I saw these back in... I'm gonna cheat here and kill these guys. I saw these back in 13 build, and they didn't want to res in the world well. I never actually saw them in the world. And when I did try to spawn a few via the admin menu, they would spawn half a body. And that's it, and they would just kind of be there stuck on the ground. So I think the half a body thing would be cool. So let's bring those back. So what's creepier than an orange suit wearing zombie that breathes like a Darth Vader sounding mask is one that just chases you around with the upper torso and nothing else. So yeah, it just runs around. Ooh. Yeah, where is she? There she is. Yeah, this kind of, can run really fast just using its hands to propel itself across the ground. That would be so creepy. Number 7 is Gentleman Zombie. Now, I thought of this today. It'd kind of be more funny than anything. But Gentleman Zombie would wear a top hat, and the only sound you hear is the tapping of its cane. And when it gets close enough, it tries to stab you with that cane. So, I think he'd be funny, kind of creepy, because he'd be really calm, unlike the other zombies. He'd just really calmly walk towards you like nothing's going on, and then suddenly he would stab you. I know, it's funny. I don't think my husband thinks it's so funny. He's looking at me like I'm a dork. So number 8 is zombie fish. Why isn't zombie fish a thing? I mean, or just fish in general. I mean, there is nothing in the water. The water is like, I know it's contaminated, but there's nothing in there. Like, this stuff doesn't live. So I know I could go for a good thing of fish and chips, couldn't you? You know, go fishing, get some fish and chips. That'd be awesome. So number 9 is zombie jocks. We see baseball caps and jerseys and football helmets, but where's all the jocks that were wearing these items? You know, what happened to them? So the football players and the baseball players and the soccer players, I mean, where's those zombies running around the planet? So number 10 is zombie nerds. Okay, if there are not zombie nerds, then does that mean we're the zombie nerds? I mean, are this all the survivors the nerds? Because that's the only people that didn't get infected because we were safely tucked away playing video games? Yeah, I think there should be zombie nerds or, yeah, something like that. So that's all for the zombies and the creepy things we should have in the game. However, crafting I think could use a good update. For crafting, I think cooking on a fire is all good and fun until, you know, after a while it gets kind of boring. I think we should have some kind of upgradable fire spit or oven or stove that we can eventually start using. I know there's a swing set fire spit cauldron thing that I saw on Pinterest that would be really cool in the game. Like, you know, you could upgrade that too, or you could create that as a crafting thing and be able to cook more stuff on it or something. Number 12, solar energy. You know, we have all these lights in these buildings and these power lights up here. And why don't we have solar energy or something to power our bases with? All we have so far is torchlight and spotlights, which are made out of torches. So solar energy would be really cool because that would power ovens and other equipment. A big thing I would like to see is maybe some shields and some melee weapons. Right now, most of our weapons are ranged, except for, you know, hunting knives and stuff, or clubs. So if we get some great swords or just swords, you know, walk around with a couple katanas on us and some shields, yeah, that would be really cool. You know, be able to barrel through a whole horde of zombies pushing a shield in front of us. So, number 15, lastly. Oh, I totally skipped number 13. Number 13 is helicopters. I've heard that they're going to put helicopters in the game, but why aren't we, like, just so pushing for this to happen? Because, you know, helicopters, way cool, get away from the zombies, be able to fly everywhere. Unlike the mini bike, which keeps disappearing because the zombies keep attacking it, helicopters, we could possibly land on building roofs and get away from the zombies much easier. So I think maybe they think that's cheating, but, you know, zombies are still gonna